A walk to remember. How eerily quiet is this place, but for birdsong. The spindly trees would not have been here 200 years ago. This Salford brass mill is preserved in serene landscape, our descent precarious. But what are the lives of the oppressed individuals who lived and worked in the shadow of this noisy mill? And those oppressed Africans in the Americas and Caribbean on faraway slave plantations to be reached only by ships. I ask myself, enslaved African workers, cultivators, processors of sugar, cotton, coffee, in the heat of the noonday sun, coerced under wielding lash of a driver. In walking this walk to remember, it is easy to distract. Admire the natural surrounds, shrubbery and plants glistening in the rain. In meditation, I have questions relating to the lives of those who worked in the mill. What would they want me to know about the conditions of their lives? So, they are restored their unique and full humanity. And what might I learn? Did any of you go to school? For how long? Did you have shoes? What did you eat? What were your living conditions like? What did you wear? What was a typical day like? Who looked after the little ones as you worked? What age did you start out at the mill? Did you ever become aware you were mere cogs in capitalism's unrelenting machinery, fueling profits for shareholders, for empire, European colonizers, slave merchants and planters, destroying lives? Those shiny products being made, transported to Africa in exchange for captured Africans, men, women, children, in turn transported in chains, enduring a brutalizing, inhumane middle passage, to be sold on the auction block. Imagine living in slavery for the rest of one's natural life. It saddens me, the everyday normalization of this greed-inducing system. Capitalism, how it oppresses others' lives. I'm saddened that 28 of 32 shareholders were Quaker. Old families, Quakers today. What is it we delude ourselves in relation to these systems of oppression? Why am I surprised? Aren't our aspirations of success and material wealth not unlike anyone else? Why would Quaker shareholders, Quakers at any time in history, even now, be any different to the society one is raised in? How do I bear witness to Quaker testimonies? Who do I do this for? When the scales are lifted from one's eyes and one wakes up, what happens? A fellow walker confides in me. It's easy to have one's eyes opened, then shut them again. I appreciate how deafening the sound of metal being beaten into shape must have been. But how eerily quiet it is now. I will not be complicit in this silence. Water. I'm reminded of water spirits that carried Africans stolen from their homelands across the Atlantic. I take great comfort in evoking memory of African ancestors whenever I'm by water, living close to the River Frome. It's a site of memory for me in Bristol and provides inspiration to the work I do as an artist and writer. The water's edge is where I connect to my African ancestors and draw strength and inspiration. I remind myself, I, my children and grandchild are the anchor to transatlantic slavery's triangular memory, connecting and affirming us to Africa, Nigeria, St. Lucia, the homelands of my respective late parents. As the river connects to the sea, so the ancestral spirits are always near. I'm reminded of, I think of African libation ceremonies, the pouring of liquid to feed the earth, to evoke ancestral spirits. Ancestral spirits come. I'm reminded my own late mother came by boat alone in 1958 from St. Lucia to the UK to join her sister already in the UK. I do not manage the rest of the walk to see Walmley Brass Mill. It's the mill I have seen 10 years ago now. Ghost of Capitalism's Industry, Walmley, in 2014. This place, so eerily quiet. See in front of you, horizons old, new homes out of recycled slag. In this ghostly space, Neptune rises out of nowhere ugly. Here, spelterworks reside. Marvel and marriage of science. Bristol's brass company diversifies in Walmley. Now brassworks are complete and pioneering when father champions zinc spelter, augments his copper brass spelter patent. Contemplate how Goldney's champions entwining wealth stumps up capital from shareholders eager to invest and profit in this vast, Walmley brassworks. Contemplate how nature's elements are harnessed into power, privilege, status, innovation. Furnaces, steam engines, water wheels, dams, windmills turning. Labourers manufacturing, sweating, labouring, manufacturing. 2,000 souls, mere cogs in a relentless triangle oiling industry. House, shop, forge, battery mill, plate, pan, vessel, pins aplenty. This is science at its best, generating jobs, generating wealth, trailblazing. jealousies, humiliation, bankruptcy. Damn the spanner in the spoke, thwarting champions' industrial ambitions. Down the usurping of former friends, the usurpings of former friends, Bristol merchants, stall expansion. See it? Damn you. Ugliness is always there. This place, so eerily quiet, now so unspeakably so.